Did you ever buy a movie because you couldn't find it anywhere else? Something that you were very curious about, that you wanted to see, and it just wasn't available anywhere. You couldn't find it to rent. You couldn't find it on any of the streaming sites, and you really kind of wanted to see it. Well, that was the situation when I decided to buy the 4-film edition of Critters. I got curious about this because the good folks over at Red Letter Media did a review of the first two movies. Critters was one of those franchises when I was a kid that I was vaguely aware of, but I never really rented any of them. There was a whole sort of subgenre after Gremlins of little monster puppet movies, and they always seemed kind of cheap to me, like they were knockoffs, and I wasn't really all that fascinated. But watching the review that Jay and Mike did over at Red Letter Media made me very much want to see the first two Critters and give them a chance. And I was not disappointed by them. They were fun movies, not great movies, but they were fun. I'm not here to talk about Critters 1 or 2. I'm here to talk about Critters 3. My daughter and I decided to do a week of bad sequels. We usually watch a movie together a day, and we decided to do a whole week of just bad sequels and just make fun of them. And we had watched the first two Critters and enjoyed them very much, but we had not taken the time to watch 3 and 4. Critters 3 was the sort of capper to the week. It was the last one, and oh, holy crap. Just Critters 3 is a terrible movie. It is so bad. Oh my god, it is it's stupid, which wouldn't be so bad. I mean, I can tolerate a stupid movie if it's fun. Hell, the first two Critters movies are kind of stupid. I mean, they're not highbrow movies. But Critters 3 is so stupid that it was hard for us to get through it. The movie actually, I mean, it says it's starring Leonardo DiCaprio. It's not starring him. He's one of the characters. I think this was his first film. And boy, what an introduction to movie making. The plot, basically, I mean, picking up from the first two Critters, is these little fuzzy, prickly things. They're like porcupines. They shoot poisonous quills out at you, and they've got teeth, and they run around and they eat people. And that's it. That's the premise, that they're aliens. They're actually escaped aliens from some sort of prison colony or something. Bounty hunters come to hunt them down, and simple, stupid 80s monster movie fun. Critters 3, which I don't know if this is the subtitle. It says right under the title, "You Are What They Eat." I don't know if that's a subtitle or not. Unlike the first two, Critters 3 takes place completely in one cheap-ass location. A tenement, that looks like it. They keep saying, "Oh, it should be condemned. We're going to condemn it. It's a shithole." Blah 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 blah. It's the fucking nicest tenement I've ever seen. I've lived in tenements. The place was a palace compared to the places I've lived. And the Critters stow away in a family's RV when they're on vacation and follow them home. And the dad's a complete asshole in this movie. I mean, his wife has died, and he basically just abandons his kids. He's like, he keeps saying to his daughter, like, I've got to go on the road. I guess he's a truck driver, I think. And I got to go on the road to earn a living. And, you're old enough to take care of things around here. She looks 12. 13, 14 at the absolute most. And she has a little brother who's like 5. And there's an elderly couple in the building. There's the comically fat lady in the building. Our human villains are killed off almost immediately. There's sort of the guy who wants to condemn the building, that owns it, and he's gonna like drive the folks out of it. He's killed pretty quick. His little henchman, who is the building's caretaker, he's killed off pretty quick. They're both very annoying characters, so it's actually great that they're killed off pretty quick. We're left with what is to pass as our likable heroes, but really is just a bunch of people who are there to be eaten. That's what they're there for. None of them get eaten. None of them. The first 2 guys, they get eaten, and that's it. Nobody else gets eaten in the movie. The human doofus bounty hunter from the first 2 movies, Charlie, he comes back at the very end for no reason. You don't even know how he knows that the critters are there, and really accomplishes nothing. They didn't even end up needing him. It's so bad. It's such a bad movie. It really is. With a setup for Critters 4 at the end, which one of these days we might get around to watching, but it's gonna be a while. So, Critters 3, and I've been doing these videos now for since July, so like a good 6-7 months. Critters 3 gets half a star. The lowest rated movie so far that I have reviewed in this series. It's terrible. It's terrible. I don't think you can buy the first 2 Critters other than in a 4-pack. So you're going to get stuck with Critters 3 and 4 regardless if you want to watch these movies. I would recommend, they're pretty cheap. Like, you could get I think I got it for like less than $10. And the first 2 are fun. I would recommend them. Take the double-sided disc of 3 and 4 and chuck it out the window. You don't need it. You'll never need it. They're not necessary for anybody to ever watch, ever. Half a star. Critters 3 sucks.